challenges, in our opinion, seem to have overwhelmed our security institutions.
The governors are supposed to be the state security officers of their state.
There is need for us to at least engage the traditional rulers.
We need to do something about our porous borders.
We have to own it from the unit level to the ward level to the local government to state.
Mr. President, the importance of today for us is for us to take action.
Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
One, the direct primaries. Two, the indirect primaries. Three, the consensus.
Senate provides more options for party primaries in newly passed Electoral Act.
These attacks by armed groups have continued in the northwest and north central.
And senators decry the increasing spate of insecurity across the land. Hello and welcome to Inside the Senate. I am Hussaina Amina Aboki. This week's edition of the program brings you a report of the Senate's reconsideration of the Electoral Act in fulfillment of its promise before the New Year break. Other reports are on the challenge of insecurity and a call by the Senate President on synergy by all stakeholders to end the challenge this year. We also have reports of bills passed at second and third reading, as well as interviews with some committee chairmen, amongst other stories. Stay tuned for the details after this short break.
The Senate to send a message to the President
to reap opportunities from that agreement.
To raise a matter of urgent public importance. And we are aware that when this particular motion comes up,
for a longer term development, arise to second the motion.
Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Welcome back. The Senate resumed from its end-of-year recess on Tuesday, the 18th of January 2022. Upon resumption, the Senate President, in an address to his colleagues, advocated legislative-executive synergy in collaboration with the armed forces and other stakeholders to end the challenge of insecurity this year.
We must remain focused and determined to work with the executive arm of government and also continue to support our armed forces and security agencies. We should make this year as the year for the final securing of our nation from the numerous security challenges.
Senator Ahmed Lawan also touched on the issue of borrowing to fund the infrastructural component of the 2022 budget as he charged the executive to step up revenue generation with a view to reducing the borrowing.
We need to improve on the revenue to gross domestic product ratio. The Senate will develop a strategy of engagement with revenue generating agencies on how to make them achieve their targets and generate more revenues in 2022.
On the review of the 1999 Constitution, Senate President Ahmed Lawan had this to say.
Our committee on review of the 1999 Constitution has done so much work so far. Working with their counterparts in the House of Representatives, the report of the committee will be presented to the Senate for consideration soon.
On the upcoming 2023 general elections, he observed the commencement of political activities in the country and promised Senate support to INEC to deliver on its mandate.
This Senate should continue to provide the support that the Independent National Electoral Commission needs for successful elections across the country. Distinguished colleagues, most of our colleagues will be running for various political offices in 2023. I wish all our distinguished colleagues easy victories and success at the polls.
After the address, plenary moved on to urgent matters of national importance. Top on its list is its promise to act on the Electoral Act 2021. The amendment bill was passed by the National Assembly but denied presidential assent as a result of the inclusion of Section 84, which has to do with the direct primary system of electing party candidates for elections. For a report of how the matter was resolved, alongside other issues discussed at plenary, let's take this report as compiled and presented from our studio.
Distinguished colleagues,
when the Senate resumed plenary for the year 2022, it immediately swung into action to fulfill the promise it made to Nigerians that it will consider the Electoral Amendment Bill on resumption. Accordingly, the bill was again presented to the Senate on Wednesday, the 19th of January 2022 by the Senate leader, Senator Yahaya Abdullahi.
Desirous of the need to address the observation by Mr. President Commander-in-Chief and make necessary amendments in accordance with Order 87C of Senate Standing Orders 2022 as amended, and relying also on Order 1B and Order 52.6 of the Senate Standing Orders 2022 as amended, the Senate accordingly resolved to rescind its decision on the affected clause as part and recommit the same to the Committee of the Whole for reconsideration.
The Senate then resolved into the Committee of the Whole, reconsidered the affected clauses and passed the bill a third time as amended. The Senate President in his comments spoke on the available options provided by the amendment bill as it affects party primaries.
As the bill stands, there is provision for all the possible options for selection of candidates from the presidency to the councillorship. The available options we have: 1, the direct primaries; 2, the indirect primaries; 3, the consensus candidature. What this means is political parties are now, once this becomes law, are now challenged to ensure that they choose what is appropriate, what is suitable for them when it comes to the processes of producing their candidates.
With the matter dispensed with, the Senate moved on to consider other legislative issues. Along those lines, it considered the National Rice Development Council Bill 2022 for third reading. In the presentation on behalf of the Chairman, Committee on Agriculture, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, Senator Bima Enagi stated that the absence of a properly structured rallying point for rice stakeholders in Nigeria necessitated the enactment of the bill.
The committee strongly recommends that the passage of this bill into law will provide the legal backing and regulatory framework for rice processing and development for the entire value chain in Nigeria.
Thereafter, the report was considered clause by clause in the Committee of the Whole, leading to the passage of the bill. One other issue that dominated plenary last week was the challenge of insecurity. On Wednesday, the 19th of January 2022, Senator Istifanus Gang, under personal explanation, reported bandits' attack and kidnappings in his constituency in Plateau State, with traditional rulers and students being more vulnerable.
I'm also notifying the Senate of the increasing cases of kidnapping in Plateau State, particularly in my constituency. And the kidnappers are targeting traditional rulers for huge ransom demands. And 3 students of Plateau State Polytechnic also abducted by the kidnappers.
As a resolution, he sought Senate's intervention to direct the Inspector General of Police to reinforce security in the area, particularly to royal fathers and students. The Senate's Deputy Whip, under personal explanation same day, reported increased bandit attacks on communities in parts of Niger North Senatorial District of Niger State.
Following the massive onslaught against criminal elements and bandits operating in eastern part of Sokoto State and Zamfara, there was massive movement of these escaping bandits and their criminal elements into Niger State, and specifically into Mariga local government area of Niger State. These bandits continuously attack communities in Mariga local government, leading to massive internal displacement of many communities.
One of the resolutions adopted urged the armed forces and other security agencies to beef up security with a view to stopping fleeing bandits from Zamfara State from infiltrating Niger State. In a similar motion earlier Tuesday, the 18th of January 2022, Senator Muhammad Sani Musa moved a motion titled "Recent Bandits Attacks in Communities in Shiroro Local Government Area of Niger State, a Call for Action." It was presented by Senator Sadiq Suleiman Umar, who explained that between Tuesday the 11th and Friday the 14th of January 2022, a total of 18 persons were killed with many others wounded and some others kidnapped in deadly attacks on villagers.
These attacks by armed groups have continued in the northwest and north central in Niger State, despite repeated government assurance to address the escalating atrocities. The displaced persons were registered in 13 local government areas of the state, with Rafi Council area neighboring Zamfara and Kaduna topping the chart with 28,987 displaced persons.
I don't think there is any state that is safe. Every state has similar incidents. It's a national problem that requires national response for all the security agencies to come together and combat this.
Among the resolutions adopted was a call on the federal government to declare a full-fledged war on these criminal elements, since they have been declared as terrorists.
That was a review of plenary proceedings by senators upon resumption to plenary for the year 2022. We will now take a break here for our notebook segment. Our topic this week is representation in the legislature.
The Constitution provides that representation in the Senate is by equality, meaning that each state of the Federation is entitled to 3 senators, which makes a total of 108 considering the 36 states. The FCT is allowed 1 senator, thereby making a total of 109 in the chamber. In the House of Representatives, representation is by population of each state, and that is why states like Lagos, with a population of 11 million, and Kano, with a population of 16 million, have the highest number of 24 members each, while states like Bayelsa and Nasarawa, with a population of 2.2 million and 2.5 million respectively, have 5 members each. The lawmakers are allowed a term of 4 years and can serve for as long as they are returned by their electorates, unlike the executive, who are allowed only 2 terms for the president and governors.
The only way out of the pandemic is for the population to observe the recommended measures advised by the NCDC. The Senate Committees on Health and Primary Health Care and Communicable Diseases will continue to engage with the Federal Ministry of Health and the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19.
You are still watching the program Inside the Senate, and on this episode, we're reviewing activities that characterize the first week of Senate resumption. So far, we have seen how the Senate addressed the contentious clauses in the Electoral Amendment Act, amongst other issues. For more on bills and motions deliberated during plenary of 18th to 20th January 2022, let's take this report from our studio.
Bill 2022.
Several bills were presented for second reading in the week under review. One of them, the Chartered Risk Management Institute of Nigeria (RIMAN) Establishment Bill 2022, was sponsored by Senator Tolu Odebiyi. He described risk management as a structured approach to managing financial and other uncertainties, the absence of which has led to the collapse of many financial and other corporate institutions.
The proposed Chartered Institute Central Curriculum as regards risk management will focus mainly on financial risk and non-financial risks. This bill seeks to create a platform which will produce qualified, dedicated, skilled, and professional trained individuals that will be involved in the management of risks in private and public sectors of our country, as well as teach and lecture risk management using international best practices.
One contribution was taken in support of the bill. As a result, it scaled second reading and referred to the Committee on Establishment and Public Service to report back in 4 weeks. The Senate also considered the National Research and Innovation Council Establishment Bill 2022, sponsored by Senator Frank Ibezim.
This bill is neither intended to promote duplication of research efforts nor establish any new unwieldy bureaucracy on the subject matter of research and innovation. Rather, this bill is intended to provide the necessary legal backing to the existing National Research and Innovation Council, NRIC, inaugurated by the federal government in 2014 as the apex policy body on research and innovation in Nigeria.
I hold the view, Mr. President, that what this bill seeks to do is what I know that all of us will be very much pleased with,
to give our support.
However, the Senate Deputy Whip expressed fears over the possibility of conflict of functions between the new council when established and existing agencies of government.
When you say you want the mandate for this body to serve as apex for research, that is too sweeping. Research in what? The Federal Minister of Science and Technology, for example, has the Raw Material Research and Development Council. And the Raw Material Research and Development Council has a steady, guaranteed funding stream. We would like to see what is the relationship between what that council is doing and what this particular Research and Innovation Council will be doing.
Accordingly, he advised that the issues raised should be treated when the bill gets to the committee level. As a result, therefore, the bill scaled second reading and was referred to the Committee on Science and Technology to report back in 4 weeks.
I move a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of a federal university.
Wednesday, the 19th of January 2022, two health-related bills were presented for second reading. The first was a bill for an act to establish a Federal University of Medical Sciences and Biomedical Technology in each of the 6 geopolitical zones. It was sponsored by Senator Ayo Akinyelure.
Nigeria is blessed with highly intelligent and talented people. What is missing and required, which this bill seeks to provide, is the enabling environment and infrastructure to harness the abundant human resources available in Nigeria. Establishment of these universities as specialized centers of excellence in the field of medical in the field of medicine and biomedical technology research will provide the much needed infrastructure to achieve this objective. If this bill is passed, it will support the establishment of 18 universities of medical and biomedical technology with at least 3 universities of medical sciences and biomedical engineering technology per geopolitical zone at first instance.
Permit me to lead the debate on this very important bill.
The second was a bill for an act to provide for the regulation of health education practitioners and sponsored by Senator Yahya Oloriegbe.
Some of the objectives of the bill include determining what standards of knowledge and skill are to be attained by persons seeking to become members of the profession of health education and reviewing those standards from time to time as circumstances may permit. Securing in accordance with the provision of this bill, the establishment and maintenance of a register of persons registered under this bill as members of the profession and the publication from time to time of lists of those persons. Conducting examinations that will lead to the award of certificates or diploma to successful candidates.
Debates were in support of the bills, following which they passed second reading and referred to the Committee on Health to report back in 4 weeks. During plenary, the Senate received a report of the demise of former head of the interim national government, Chief Ernest Shonikan. It was brought to the floor by the Senate leader, Senator Yahya Abdullahi. Chief Shonikan died on Tuesday, the 11th of January 2022. Senators paid glowing tribute to the deceased, describing him as a true nationalist and a patriotic Nigerian. Similarly, the demise of the former governor of Oyo State, Chief Adebayo Alao Akala, was conveyed to the Senate by Senator Buhari Abdul Fatai. According to him, Chief Alao Akala died on the 12th of January 2022. The passing away of the Olubadan of Ibadan in Oyo State, Obasaliu Adetunji, was also reported by Senator Teslim Folarin. The Olubadan died on 2nd of January 2022. In all this, a 1-minute silence was observed in honor of these eminent Nigerians.
May the souls of our departed compatriots rest in perfect peace. Amen.
Welcome back from that break. As the Senate and indeed the Senate committees prepare for effective representation in the year 2022, Inside the Senate spoke with the chairman and vice chairman of some committees on how they fared in the outgone year 2021. Senator Yahya Oloriegbe, who is the chairman, Senate Committee on Tertiary Health, spoke on their performance.
I think so far as a committee within 2021, we were able to report on about not less than 20 bills. My committee submitted 20 reports on the various referral that was made by the Senate to it, which covers wide range area. Critical or key one among them include the bill on health, national health emergency that will be able to provide emergency services. It includes national health insurance, which has just been passed and been committed to be able to improve financing. It includes several establishment bills to be able to improve access to health.
For the chairman, Senate Committee on Power, he spoke on the nation's power deficit and what the committee has done to address it.
The deficit in the power sector is very, very huge. You need trillions of naira for us to be able to cover that gap. And of course, government doesn't have that money. So we need to think outside of the box in order to attack the challenges that are in the power sector. But at the level of the committee in the Senate, we've paid serious attention to it. We have kept the ministry on their toes. We've kept the government on their toes. As it relates to some of the issues like mass metering, which is going on here, the issue of Mambila, the issue of cement, a couple of other issues that we have intervened in that some differences have been made in that.
The Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Defense, also spoke on what has preoccupied the Senate in general and his committee in particular.
The need and the desire for us to have a solution is what has preoccupied a large chunk of our deliberation, and most of the resolutions that we have passed out have had to do with the need to ensure that the nation overcomes this current threat and the devastation that we are facing from terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and all the other myriad insecurity manifestations that we've been witnessing as a country.
For the Senate Committee on Solid Minerals, the Vice Chairman spoke on what the committee has been able to do in the sector.
We have been able to create a sort of awareness and ginger the relevant stakeholders in the mineral sector into action. Like we have sponsored a bill similar to that of NNPC, which will enable the solid mineral to be performing well in the economic sector, just like the one that has been done for the NNPC recently. The bill has passed even its second reading, and we have done public hearing on this. We have also secured a lump sum of money for the Ajaokuta sector of the ministry, to perform, even though it's a special intervention, they have not received it. It has not been received, but we hope that the executive will do something along this line so that we can harness the low-hanging fruits that we can achieve from the Ajaokuta steel rolling, and thereby creating job for the teeming population of the youth in Nigeria.
And with that, we move on to our last segment of the program. Do stand by for our Senator of the Week.
Senator Ibrahim Gaidam represents Yobe East Senatorial District under APC. He attended Unisari Primary School, Damaturu, from 1963 to 1969 for his first school leaving certificate, as well as Borno Teachers College, Maiduguri, from 1974 to 1979 for his Grade 2 Teachers Certificate. He also attended Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, from 1981 to 1983 for a Diploma in Accountancy and a Bachelor of Science degree in Accountancy in 1990. Senator Ibrahim Gaidam held management positions in various agencies and was later commissioner in 3 ministries in Yobe State, namely Information and Culture, Youth and Sports in 1995, as well as Commerce and Industry in 1997. He was Deputy Governor of Yobe State from 2007 to 2011 and became governor following the demise of the then governor, Alhaji Mamman Bello Ali. He contested as governor in the state under ANPP in the 2011 general elections and won, serving 2 terms till 2019. From there, he contested to the Senate in the 2019 general elections under APC and won to represent Yobe East Senatorial District. In the Senate, he is chairman Senate Committee on Basic and Secondary Education and a member of several other committees. His legislative interests include education, security, as well as agriculture.
With this, we come to the end of this episode of Inside the Senate. Join us again for another edition of the program, and thanks for watching.